What are some of the things Coach is trying to do to kind of distract you on kicks in practice?
He's lately been putting the whole team around me while I'm kicking my field goal and like just screaming in my ear, throwing water in my face, trying to get me off balance and stuff.
Has he done it, gotten you off balance, or have you made your kicks?
Yeah, I'm like 4 for 4 on those, like whatever you want to call them, pressure kicks. So I haven't missed one yet, so he's happy about that. So.
Getting closer and closer to that first game, do you have any sense for how different it's going to feel with that stadium full?
I mean, I know it's going to be a good feeling. I know it's not going to be like the spring game, even though the spring game was like awesome for me. Like I really liked the spring game and all the people that were there. But it's going to be my first college game ever, so I'm excited. So.
Is there any particular advice you've gotten from former kickers, anybody, about how to adjust to that environment?
I usually talk to Caleb Sturgis and Cario Santos and Judd Davis, so they've given me advice as in, like, you know, stay calm when you're gonna kick and don't worry about the crowd, don't worry about the cameras, and just do what you know how to do. So.
Was there anything from the spring game that maybe you didn't expect before you got out there and you kind of learned from?
I didn't think people were going to scream out my name after an extra point. So that was pretty interesting.
How aware are you of just kind of Florida's struggles last year? Because, I mean, that was part of the reason. Florida fans are just so starved to see somebody that can make kicks.
Yeah, I mean, seeing them go through those kicking struggles last year was like pretty depressing because, you know, Florida's always been known for having good kickers like Caleb Sturgis and Judd Davis and stuff. But, I was very aware of it. That was part of my recruiting process. So.
How different do you think it's actually going to be just stepping out there on game day as opposed to in practice? I mean, like in your mind, do you think it's going to be that different? Or?
I honestly don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I think people exaggerate saying, oh, you know, like pressure in a game and this and that. But like if you work on the same thing every single day, why can't you do it in a game? You know, it's called muscle memory when it comes to kicking. It's you know, you should be able to put a blindfold on and kick it because it's the same kick every single time. It's muscle memory.
Are you a guy who likes to tune out like what people say, like that type of noise, or do you kind of embrace it, or what's your approach with all that stuff?
I don't really mind it. I mean, I guess I'll say I embrace it. Yeah, it's a good feeling when you have people saying Eddy, Eddy. So, yeah, but I mean, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I just focus on the ball right before I kick it, and I don't focus on anything. I don't focus at the guys running at me. I don't focus at people screaming at me. I just focus on Johnny's finger, where his hand is, and I just kick it. So.
Confidence is so important for kickers. Where is your confidence at? Where does it come from?
Well, my confidence comes from my family, just knowing the struggles they've been through and the struggles that they've gone through in their life, trying to help me to be a good kicker and waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, taking me to practice and stuff. So that, you know, they say pressure on kickers. You want to know pressure? Pressure is my dad going to work every single day, and he's the only one that brings money into my house. So that's pressure. So.
What's he do?
He installs kitchens.
Coach mentioned that he wanted to speed up your pre-kick routine. What does that involve? What have you had to get rid of or do faster?
You know, that you have like 24 seconds or whatever to, you know, kick or whatever. So like he wants me to like take my steps a little bit faster, which is what I adjusted in practice lately, just taking my steps back faster. So.
When you've made those pressure kicks in practice, what has been the reaction of your teammates?
Happy, a relief, smiles, laughing, confidence. So.
Have you gotten them out of practice early with some of those kicks or no?
Have I what?
Gotten them out of practice early. I know some coaches will end practice if you make a kick.
No, we do this at the end of practice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And even if they let me out early, I'll still be there. I won't leave. I'm a part of this team. I'm there from the first minute to the last minute. So.
How would you assess your consistency on even the shorter kicks, just making them each time?
Really good. This camp, I've done really good. All my short kicks, I've made all my short kicks. I've missed a couple of long ones, but that's just normal. So, but short kicks, like I've gone almost pretty much perfect. So.
What's your relation with Caleb, and how did you kind of first cross paths with him?
Well, when he saw that I was getting recruited here and I started practicing here, he showed up one day in practice in the indoor facility. So that's pretty much where I met him, and I got his number, and we started talking. And he says that I have a bright future here, and that just keep on doing what I'm doing, stay focused and stuff. So that's how I created like a relationship with him. And then he started flying in from Philadelphia just to train with me here in the indoor and stuff. So.
How valuable is that? How often do you guys talk?
We talk probably once a week. And I talked to Cario Santos too from the Chiefs, and I created a relationship with him too with one-on-one kicking. I went to like a camp and he was there, and he also thought that I was a very good talent, so we stayed in touch and just giving me tips and stuff like that. So.
How many times did Caleb fly back to work with you?
couple of times. A good amount of times. Probably like 4 or 5.
What's the biggest thing you learned from working with him?
The mindset, the confidence you have to have in order to be a kicker. You know, you can't be weak-minded. If you miss a kick, you move on. If you miss another one, you move on. It's about how you make the next kick after you miss one. So.